So I wanted to just introduce the people that are up on the rostrum here. We have Ryan Crouser, there he is. Elaine Thompson, there she is. Kristen Coleman, Laura Muir, Michael Norman, Genzebe Dibaba, Sam Kendricks. Where are you, Sam?
Right behind you.
There, okay. Sha'Carri Richardson and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Long time. Good to have you back. Okay, so to introduce these folks, they need no introduction, but I'll do it anyway. So, to my right, Elaine Thompson. I believe your birthday was yesterday? All right. Yesterday was her birthday. We won't say how old. World's fastest in the 100 this year at 10:73 and the 200 at 22 flat. Laura Muir is the Diamond League winner from last year and also won in 2016. And she's the second fastest 1500 runner since 2000 at 3:55.16. Ryan Crouser, the Rio gold medalist, undefeated this year, also with a world leader of 22:74, 74 feet 7 1/4. And when the folks at Stanford saw that, they came in and extended their landing area. And we've had it surveyed, and it's all legal. So whatever you could, they went out to 25 meters, by the way, Ryan. So that'd be a good one. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Michael Norman is the world's fastest at 200 and 400 this year, and is 43:45 in April. Has only been bettered by the last 3 world record holders: Wayne Van Niekerk, Michael Johnson, and Butch Reynolds. Genzebe Dibaba owns 7 world records, including 1500 at 350.07. She's been undefeated in her 3 pre-classic races, all at the 5K distance. Tomorrow she'll be running the 3K. Between the 3K, the 1500, and the steeplefields on the women's side, these will comprise the best display of women's distance running ever on one day in the United States. Sam Kendricks is the defending world champion. He's the first American back-to-back world #1 ranker since Bob Seagren in 1968-69. Who remembers Bob Seagren in this room? Ah, you're old. You're all old. Bunch of old guys. Sha'Carri Richardson won the NC2A at the time a world-leading 10:75, breaking a 42-year-old world under-20 junior record. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, one of the most decorated sprinters in history, 2008, 2012 Olympic gold medalist, and 3-time world champion, 5 golds, the most ever for a woman in the 100 meters. It's great to have you back, Shelly-Ann. Okay, so the agenda kind of today is fill you in on the meat. It is a sellout. We are almost sold out of the standing room. So people who walk up tomorrow will not even be able to buy a standing room ticket. We're anticipating a crowd of capacity in there of about 8,000. And we think that this is going to be an exciting event because, as you will have seen if you've been to the venue, it's very intimate. It's a small venue, and the crowd is going to be right on top of all of the athletes in a good way. So. First, I'd like to ask a question formulated, by the way, by our esteemed colleague Larry Eder. I don't take credit for any of these bon mots. I'll ask a question of each of them, ask them to come to the mic and answer it, and then we will ask the athletes to go to the chairs set around the room with their names on it so that you can ask them your questions. So, Shelly-Ann, how did the Fast 100 feel to you coming back?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'm really excited to be back at the Pre-Classics. I mean, it's not in Eugene, but it's here, and I'm looking forward to, just having a complete 100 meter. It has been ages, but I'm here, and I'm excited of where I'm at right now in terms of my times, and I'm looking forward to hopefully go faster and just, have fun while doing it.
Okay. Ryan Crouser, you had some superb throws early in the season. Tell us about your fitness now.
All right. So I'm really happy with where I'm at. Technically and physically, was a little bit banged up early before Long Beach, and so it took some time off to recover. And the 2274 was kind of a result of that. And so now I feel like I'm hitting more of a proper peak. And with such a long year, I'm in a really big basing phase. So it's a little bit kind of an unknown for me. Usually I come into a peak a little bit more gradual, but this is kind of a sharper peak. So I'm excited, a little bit unpredictable as to how good I'm going to feel. I had a really good tune-up yesterday, so I'm excited and really looking forward to it. And anytime we get to have a Prefontaine Classic shot put, there's so much history in it that just go out there and perform for everyone, and I'm looking forward to it, and it should be a great event.
For those of you who are track nerds, there have been more 70-foot throws in Eugene than any other venue in the world. So we're making this Eugene South this year. Probably put a little asterisk and add to it. Okay. For Elaine, have you ever run a perfect race?
Afternoon, everyone. That's a tricky question. It's a tricky question. I don't think I've run a perfect race yet. But to look back, I think 2017 as a main invitation in Jamaica, I think that was a perfect race when I ran 10:72, I think. But I don't think I've run my perfect race as yet. I'm working on that.
How about tomorrow?
It's 200 meter, not a favorite event, but I'm going to give it a shot.
I know how you feel. This isn't my favorite event either. So, Genzebe. First, let me turn off my phone. I'm bugged by people who don't turn off their phones. Amy, you're going to have to wait. Could you come up, please? And I'm going to mangle your name. Could you say it? Wadaj. So Wadaj is offered to translate in Amharic for Genzebe, so that we can, if you would ask her, she is running so well now, how does she juggle travel and racing?
በጣም ጥሩ የሮጥሽ ነው ያለሽው ሩጫውንም እንደገና ደግሞ ከሀገር ሀገር መሄዱንም እንዴት ያደረግሽ እያመቻችሽ ያለሽው
ሩጫ ሁሉም ሰው ነው ከሀገር ወደ ሀገር የሚሄደው ዘንድሮ ያው ጥሩ ውጤት እያስመዘገብኩ ነው ከ2017 እና 2018 የበለጠ ራሴን አሻሽዬ መጥቻለሁ የነገው ውድድር ያው ጥሩ ውጤት ማመጣ ይመስለኛል
She says running is for everyone. People are traveling. It's not only me. She's saying. She is well prepared right now. She has improved the last 2017, 2018, and tomorrow. And she's looking forward, and she's determined that she will do well.
And Wadaj will help us when you ask your individual questions of Genzebe. So next on the list is Laura Muir. Your European indoor double was exciting to watch. I was there. I saw it. It was great. What was your favorite memory of that championships?
So yeah, having the European indoors sort of on my home track was an amazing experience, and I was very, very fortunate to have that. But I think my favourite sort of experience of that was just having my friends and family there, and after I'd raced I could see them trackside, and which was lovely. You race across the world, and that was an opportunity for them to see that and be right there.
Are you a veterinarian?
That's right, yeah.
Do we call you Dr.
Technically, yeah, that's my name. Yeah.
Dr. Muir, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Sha'Carri, youngest on our podium today. What are your first thoughts about going pro?
Good afternoon, everyone. So basically, my thoughts when I decided to go pro, I thought about the experience, what it would do for myself, as well as what I could do for my family, because that's probably one of my biggest goals in life is to take care of everyone I loved and supporting me. So going pro, I knew that this level was totally different than anything I've ever done, and that it was going to make me excel to my best, being amongst literally the best in the world. So going pro was the right choice for me.
Welcome to the pro world. Ugh, okay. Christian Coleman. In college, you raced often weekly. How have you adapted to the changes now that you're a pro?
So yeah, like you said, in college, you just have a lot of races. You have relays, running the 4x1 and 4x4. You got multiple races to like get race sharp and to get prepared. So as a pro, I kind of you have to do that preparation and practice. Get a lot of reps in practice and do a lot of race modeling so that when you step on the track, you're prepared to run against the best in the world. And so, I just attribute that to my coach for getting me ready and prepared. And now that you don't have as many races to get ready, you just got to be ready when you step on the track. So, everybody's dealt the same cards. As a professional, you don't have as many races. So, I just kind of take that and, just make sure I'm prepared.
Okay, Sam Kendricks. I know the answer to this, but I'll ask it anyway. Why do pole vaulters seem to get along so well?
Well, hey, everybody. 45 years, that's a long time. My coach told me to do one thing specifically for this press conference, is be brief. But ever since I stepped in the hotel, I haven't been able to see not a smiling face in front of me or somebody I have to catch up with. So this being my first Diamond League meeting being the Prefontaine Classic, and now my most recent, I'm so happy to be with everybody here. When it comes to pole vaulters, I think you got to take the same approach as I would with everybody in this room. We all walk a similar path. We all had to fly to get here to watch a great competition. All of us walk the same steps, so to speak, to come to the same eventuality that we're just trying to compete together. And there's a little bit of a distinction you have to make. It's not necessarily me versus you. It's me and you versus the bar. The competition will be what the competition will be, and it always finds a way, rain, sleet, snow, or shine. And something special about this year is that I'm not necessarily the highlight. I love that. There's been so many great performances. We get Renaud Lavillenie coming back to the track in the Diamond League fashion. We get Mondo Duplantis already having a 6-meter jump this year. And Chris Nielsen winning the NCAAs with an amazing jump that it's inconceivable to think that there's this much potential and talent on the track that I just get to be a part of it. And you can only get that coming together at something cool like the Prefontaine Classic.
And last but not least, Michael Norman. Tell us about your first memory in track and field.
All right, good afternoon. I would say my first memory of track and field wouldn't be competing or being at a track meet. I would say it was back in 5th grade when I first started. I was a pretty small kid. I don't know, probably under 100 pounds, something around there. But the first thing I can remember is how everybody has to wear compressions when they have to for the race uniform. So I was so small I had to wear like a women's compression that would fit me. So that's probably my earliest memory of track and field. It's a little embarrassing, but hopefully I can fill out my clothes now. So yeah.
I didn't really start watching track and field till 2008, and that's what really piqued my interest of wanting to come to this high level of professional world championships and hopefully Olympics. But I would say between the years 5th grade and 2000 or the Olympics, I was actually no, I take that. Wait, sorry, I got my dates wrong. That was after the Olympics, and that's where the peaks came from. Usain Bolt, I say my biggest my first actual memory of watching track and field is watching him run the 200 meters in Beijing with the kind of the camera panning across the the track as he's running like simultaneous or parallel to it. So that was probably like the coolest thing I've seen. So I think that's what really started it. Yeah.
Going pro, what it means to me, it means a lot to me. It actually shows that my hard work and everything I've been leaning up to just made my dreams come true. And being here in Pre-Classic is actually ironic because I've ran here before in high school in the 200, and coming back with it being my first pro race, me signing with Nike, this has been a Nike meet. It's kind of like, okay, like you're kind of like at home, if that makes sense. So it's like a home welcome.
Can you talk a little bit about racing here before at the track? What's different about Stanford track?
So actually I haven't ran at Stanford track before, but Oregon's track honestly felt like one of the best tracks ever. I ran on, it was so soft, the curves were nice, the straightaway was nice, it was a fast track of course, so that track was really nice. So coming to Stanford being a different track of course, I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like.
How fast do you think you can go in 200 this year?
I don't know. I mean, I don't like to put a limit on it. You know, me and my coach just been working really hard and training, and you know, once I get some more races in and that fitness just keeps on coming around, and you know, I just keep working hard. I think I'll be ready to compete against the best guys in the world, whatever time that takes. So excited.
Have you got a chance to go on the track at Stanford yet? Do you have a sense of how fast it might be for the 100?
Nah, I've never been on the track, man. This is my first time here in San Francisco. It'll be my first time at Stanford. So everybody says it's a pretty fast track though, so I'm excited to get out there and see.
And the one thing you've yet to do in your career is beat Justin Gatlin at 100. I know you guys still have a special relationship with going up to Tennessee. Now you get the opportunity on Sunday. I mean, what do it mean to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really thought about it honestly, but now that you say that, yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've raced him. I think the last time was at the World Championships. Yeah, I don't know. I just look at him as any other my other competitors. You know, obviously we have that connection, both going to Tennessee. You know, when you step on the line, it's you know, try to compete and try to win.
Kind of the question of the year has been about the long year, so I want to ask it in reverse. If this were last year, where would you be right now?
I would say that if this were last year, I'd really be close. I'd say about maybe Prefontaine. Granted, Prefontaine is more than a month later this year. So I feel like I'm really right now doing the first prep for my first big meet of the year. And kind of coming into it. The meets that I have been doing have been relatively small. Doha was the exception. However, it was with the travel and everything. I was in good shape, but I knew that it would be kind of just go over there, throw as well as I can, but don't. In a case like that, I really have to back off my training if I want to throw well and leave early. And so I feel like it's the first meet I've really prepped for. So it feels kind of like early May to me, which in the terms of everything else, it's not a bad spot considering that it feels like about 6 weeks later than it is. Or 6 weeks earlier in the year, and so World Champs being about the same distance, I feel like I will be in a pretty good spot come World Championships.
What's it like to have the Prefontaine Classic in Palo Alto?
It's a little bit different. A lot of familiar faces though, and so that's cool. And anytime we have a Diamond League in the U.S., I just want to make sure I make the most of it. It's a lot easier to throw far at home and compete well at home than it is with a 10, 12, 20-hour flight. So I'm excited for it. And Stanford venue, I haven't seen it in a few years, but I heard they extended the shot sector, which good problem to have. And then, I've heard really good things about the ring. I'm actually going to see it after this press conference. Just do some easy turns on it and do a shakeout. But I'm really excited. Great venue, and I think they're a little bit smaller. Can't seat quite as many, but like they were saying, it's more of a possibly more intimate. The Crouser right on it. I know that corner by the shot has a ton of seating, so that'll be fun. I think it'll be a great atmosphere. You've got the greatest shot field, I think, about ever. So it should be a good comp.
But you've been here for how long now?
Almost a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Talk to us about what it's like training here rather than training in the UK.
It's kind of much for muchness, I guess. I guess the weather's probably a little bit nicer, which is good. But yeah, no, it's just important, to train again. You're ahead of racing. It's a long season, so we didn't want to race too much. We need to get that training in. So yeah, it was nice to come over here a little bit early. Get over the jet lag, get a good block in, and hopefully have a good race tomorrow.
But how is it different now? Now you've graduated and everything else. Have you adapted much, or are you trying to keep that routine?
I'm trying to keep a bit of routine. Yeah, I think it's I like to have that kind of bit of structure. But no, it's been good. Being able to go away in a lot of camps throughout the winter, which I think has helped a lot. Avoid the Glasgow weather, and I'm just a lot more relaxed as well. I usually have exams in May time, which would be pretty stressful, and I think that would impact the start of my season, which it's not had that impact this year, and that's why I'm running really well, at this time. So which is great. So, but no, I know we have a lot to build on yet as well before Doha, so it's exciting.
Focus on the motivation right now is just trying to do it as a mother. You have many persons who have their opinion on what we can achieve and what's impossible. For me, I'm just eager to go out and to compete and to just show that there's no limitation in trying to achieve greatness. And for me, it's just working on the impossible and taking it a day at a time.
Well, I know 22 months ago when Zion was born, you went out of your way to say, I'm going to continue my career. So now here you are. Did you think you'd be at this point before Zion was 2 years old?
Honestly, I would say no. I wouldn't have thought that it would happen so quick. I was thinking that, you take some time and you get back there. It will take a lot of hard work. But one thing, I've always been very faithful and I've been a hard worker. And, I have a great support, my husband, of course, my coach. And, I'm still very passionate about what it is that I want to achieve. And that I'm still in that zone. So for me, I'm just focused on, trying to be better. A lot of persons will think that, at 32, what more do you want to achieve when you have achieved all? But for me, I believe my potential is still undiscovered, and I'm trying to discover it as I go along on this journey.
Okay. She's happy that she's allowed. The athlete does, that's not her control. That she's who she is, and she's sad that she has to go through this. But at the same time, she's happy actually that she's allowed to run.
Is she surprised that Castro has been doing so well for a couple of years now with this hanging over her head?
ላለፉት 2 ዓመት እንደዚህ እየተባለች ሩጫውን ቀጥላ እንትን ነው ያሸነፈች ነው የመጣችው። ያ ሁናቴ አንቺን እንትን አላደረገሽም ወይ መቻሏ ይሄን ሁሉ የተባለች
ልጅቷ አእምሮ ጥንካሬ በጣም ጠንካራ በመሆኗ ያሳያል። ብዙ ሚዲያዎች ብዙ ተጽዕኖ እንደሚኖርባት አይቻለሁ። ጠንካራ ናት። እውነት ከልዩ ናት ብዬ ነው የማስበው። ይሄን ሁሉ ተሸክማ ውጤታማ በመሆኗ እውነት በጣም አደንቃታለሁ።
That tells that she's very strong. She's determined, and then the media was not fair to her. She understands how difficult it must have been for her. And regardless of that, she's a good athlete. She kept running, and she's strong. And she's actually happy that she continued doing well on top of other things going on. And then she was able to maneuver running, and she was able to get things done without being affected by all the things being said about her.
Very good. Thank you. Best of luck. What language is it from?
This is Amharic, Ethiopian language.
I know. What's it called?
Amharic.
Thank you.
All right.
How different has preparation been this year with World Championships being so late compared to a normal World Championship year, and in preparation for running fast at Bree or one of the other early diamond meets?
Say that again. Sorry.
How has training been adjusted for World Champs being so late this year, and simultaneously being ready to run fast in June and July?
ቀድሞ ያለው ነው የተባለው ነው። የዚህ ዓመት ሩጫ ሌት ነው የተጀመረው፣ ዘግይቶ ነው የተጀመረው። ያ ሆኖ እያለ የአንቺ ዝግጅትሽ የተቀየረ ነገር አለ ወይ? ተቀይሯል ወይ?
በእርግጥ ያው ጊዜ መርዘም አለ። እንደዛም ሆኖ ያው ትሬኒንጋችን አናቋርጥም። ጠንክራ ሰርተን ያው በምንፈልግበት ጊዜ ማድረስ ስለምንችል ዝግጅቴን ጥሩ እያደረኩ ነው። ያው ዓለም ዋንጫ ወርልድ ሻምፒዮን ነው ወደዛ የተጠጋ ቢሆንም ያው ጥሩ አቋም ላይ ነው ያለው። ለሁለት ወር ከምናምን ለሱ ነው ዝግጅት የማደርገው ማለት ነው ካሁን በኋላ።
So she never stops training. continuously do the training for the next 2 months, which is the World Champions, and she will be continue training. So there has no changes of in her training habits or schedules. She just give it what she has, and she has been continuously training. Though she acknowledged at the time was, you're right.
He asked me, he said, Sam, what does it take to jump 90? And he said, jump 580 10 times. And the 10th time he did it, he messaged me and said, Sam, where's my 90 jump? And I said, just wait, it's coming. So it's cool how that happens.
That's awesome. Well, good luck. Thanks for making that.
Appreciate that, Becca.
You mentioned on a podium, but not being the star attraction. When was the last time you felt this way about a competition and just being another one of the guys and the lack of pressure?
Well, you have to look at where you came from. I came from the NCAA, and before that, the SEC, and before that, a great high school competitive scene. And it's kind of a crucible. So what do you come out like on the other side? You come out polished, or do you come out rough? I like to think of myself as trying to be a more polished athlete every year. Do the things that I know how to do even better, because then that's what I want to show people, that I know how to jump, and I want to be the best pole vaulter I can be. When it comes to being the show, there's two halves of this sport. There's performance and there's production. And a lot of times when you come to a meet like this, they want to see what's hot right now. Well, if you look at the mold of years past, who's jumped the highest? Mondo. Who's the highest jumping American? Chris Nielsen. Who's coming back from injury? Renaud Lavillenie. Who's got the highest potential right now? Well, I just saw Piotr Lisek jump at 6 meters not 3 days ago. And all of these make me just realize that this sport has no clear victor. It has no clear victor. You got to jump for every victory. You got to jump for every place. It means something. And that's cool when you go somewhere. And I want to make it known to all these people that I'm not necessarily the favorite, even if they put me on the press conference. It's my position to say that our event is going to be something special to watch, not just me.
Any predictions for tomorrow?
Well, I think it'll get real tight when it gets after 580. Once that bar gets above 19 feet, people got to start picking their efforts. I think we will have a pretty extended progression. So everybody's going to get a chance to get rolling, but who's going to hold it together towards the end of the competition?
Toby's facility record going to go down?
585 is right in the middle of a lot of guys' wheelhouse. So I think they will set the progression so that it goes 86. And so we get the benefit of only having to jump 1 centimeter higher than the record, which Toby didn't get the chance when he was jumping in a jump off versus Jeff Hartwig all those years ago. But that's one of my favorite things to look back on, is what's the meet record, because it kind of attaches you to the legacy of that venue. And that's really special. But the meet record is 6:05, so that's another story.
You're at 10:73 and you're 22 flat are outstanding this time of the year. Did it surprise you that you're in that type of shape right now?
Honestly, as athletes, sometimes I don't really know the shape that we're in, and I think I surprised myself at our national trials, and that put me in a place to see where I'm at, and I think that builds my confidence going into the season and to World Championship.
And have you altered your schedule this year to, like everybody else seems to be doing, to peak, later in the year?
Well, that is on my coach. I don't do the alteration. I just work whatever my coach gives me. I'm the athlete. I do the work, so I know he knows what he's doing. So he's a genius. So that is already put in place for us to peak.
And what do you think about tomorrow? How do you size up your chances?
Tomorrow is a normal day of competition where I just go there and just do my best. I'm in my whole lane, so just hold my whole lane and just run that race.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Did that 300-meter time surprise you at all, or was it just kind of expected to run like that?
Well, basically, I've been coming off, I've been battling an Achilles injury, so I've been traveling and racing, so I didn't know how fast I was or what shape I was in. So I think that pretty much gave me a surprise and a boost also to see where I'm at and how far I'm in the season.
How's the body feel from all the travel?
It feels okay. I think I have to get used to that because most of our races are international, so we have to get used to that. Do recovery and just hydrate.